Okay, so we've been buying a lot of refurbished systems from places like Gamestop, for example, and I thought we would try a different place. I might try a couple of different places for retro games even, just to see kind of how everyone's, I guess the refurbished either systems or games are. And today, I thought we would actually go to the source for one of these, I guess, brands. These are actually Nintendo refurbished systems from Nintendo, and I've actually heard some pretty good stories, believe it or not, about Nintendo's refurbished line. There are different consoles. You can buy them on there, and some of them are actually pretty good prices. I believe when I was on there, I saw, I'll find out when I open this up again, because I ordered this like a week or so ago. I saw 2DS XLs for like $100. Some of the special edition ones, even like the Pokeball one, for example, for like $100. They had NES and Super Nintendo, like the classic systems on there for cheaper. They had a bunch of stuff at pretty good prices. So today we're actually gonna open this box up and we'll see what we get out of it. And a big shout out to our sponsor today, ExpressVPN. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and ExpressVPN is the #1 leader in VPN services. Using a VPN will allow you to browse the web securely and remain anonymous while connected by hiding your IP address and encrypting your network data so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. It also works great for gaming if you want to access certain games that are region specific or avoid DDoS attacks. Streaming services can also be accessed using ExpressVPN, even if that streaming service isn't available in your region. When I write up a news wave every day during the week, I am all over the internet researching and gathering data, and by using a VPN, it gives me the peace of mind when I have 30 tabs open and can be sent links to sources that appear as sketchy sites. I promise I'll close all these tabs later. With the fastest speeds, server locations in 94 countries, and apps available for every device, including your smartphone, ExpressVPN has been the easiest choice when surfing securely. ExpressVPN is less than $7 a month and comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take back your internet privacy today and find out how you can get 3 months free by clicking the link in the description below. It's expressvpn.com/spawn. Take back your privacy today with ExpressVPN. So I know I ordered 2 systems here. I believe we have a 2DS XL in here, and then we have an NES Classic system, both refurbished. Now, the NES Classic system, I don't really know what they'd have to refurbish on that. I don't really know what would break on it at all. Now, the 2DS XL, those things break all kinds of different ways. Just the handhelds in general. You drop them, you break the charging cable off in it, you know, who knows? There's always issues. So that's going to be the more interesting one. But the fact they have refurbished NES systems is also weird to me. So this should be kind of interesting just to see what they have for us here. And like I said, they're not badly priced. You do have to pay for shipping, and you can decide how long you want it to take to get to you. Like, you can pay for like 2-day shipping or something. Like, I think I threw an extra couple bucks in, and this was UPS second day air. So they got it to me pretty quick, which is good. And I'm also curious about their packaging job here as well. And then we'll also open up both of them actually, because I'm curious, again, what they would have to do, if anything. There's a chance that it could have just been a return to their website and there was nothing wrong with it, and they put it out. So here we are. Oh, there's our shipping information. Let's double check this. So it unfortunately doesn't have any type of pricing on here. I'd like to see what it was. I could probably look it back up on my phone and everything. But we have an NES Classic Edition and a Pokeball Edition. So we have 2 different systems here. And I'm very curious about the Pokeball one. That was kind of neat to see that that was a special edition system that they had on there. But let's see what we have first of all. So right away I see the 2DS, just some pretty standard bubble wrap in there, nothing major. But I see the 2DS XL right away, and then the NES Classic below that. So we'll check the 2DS out. Actually, no, you know what? We'll check the NES Classic out first, because I think that one's gonna be the most straightforward, right? I think the 2DS XL will be the one that'll be the most interesting to look at. So NES Classic, straightforward, brown box. They did put just a sticker on it, I guess, to identify it. So their packaging is fine. It's nothing crazy. Like, it's just a box with that on top of it, serial number on the back and everything. Packaging job here. We have everything in just standard plastic bags, HDMI cable, power brick in its own little Ziploc bag even. Actually, no, it's not Ziploc, just in there. Yep, Nintendo branded adapter there, as we would expect for this. 1 controller. See how it looks. It is the official one, so they didn't try to pass off like a third-party one or something crazy. Feels good. Actually, it feels Feels like it's not really been used. It doesn't look scuffed or used at all. Yeah, it looks fine. Cool. Okay, good. So controller's good. Like I said, I'm curious if these could just be returns that they then just resell. So we also have our power cable here as well, or USB cable, of course. Then we have startup instructions for it. And then we have our system. Again, I don't really know what would have been wrong with the NES Classic. There's no moving parts. The power button's pushed in. That could have just been in shipping, though. There's no removing parts to it, and it doesn't look... It doesn't even look like it's really been opened at all. This might have just been like a straight-up NES Classic that was returned. So I guess if you're having a hard time finding one of these in your area, just go on their site, I guess, and grab it from there. I think it is cheaper than CLV001. Okay. I think it is cheaper than what we've seen it before on online, where they kind of crept up in price a bit. And of course, these I believe are discontinued now, or they're about to be. I think they are discontinued now. So I think whatever you see in stores is like what they have, and that's it. But I have to say, this one I'm not really surprised about. I just thought it was weird that they were selling these refurbished on their site. But it looks like it was probably a return. And everything is here. It looks good. This is a good pickup right here. Now on to the interesting one, because there could be all kinds of stuff wrong with this, of course, which is the new 2DS XL refurbished product. They have a nice little white box here. And the one thing I remember from any of these refurbished systems that people would always say, they were always packaged very, very well. And that's something I can kind of see here after seeing that NES Classic. But of course, handhelds are a bit of a different story sometimes. So let's see. This is in... straight bubble wrap. Wow, it actually has the AR cards with it. This is like everything that comes with the system when it's like first opened. Yeah, the AR cards are just completely unopened in their plastic still. Huh, that's actually kind of surprising. Wow, okay. So I'm a bit shocked at that one. All of our instructions are there. There's our power cable. Yes, the 2DS XL does come with a power cable. I know, shocking, right? It is an official... Actually, is it official? Yes, no. Yes, this is an official Nintendo. They always put the logo here rather than on this side. But it is an official Nintendo one. Still wrapped up. Looks very clean. This, I believe this one off the top of my head, I'm almost positive was like $100 for this. So it is quite a bit cheaper than what you see brand new in stores for $150 for the 2DS XL. I have to see if there's an SD card in here as well. So this is kind of like this nice like styrofoam sleeve. Okay, so how does it look on the outside? It looks good. Little button presses in. It's kind of funny. It looks good on the outside. Doesn't really look like it's been like handled poorly or anything. AC adapter, power cord. Okay, so that looks like it has had something plugged in a few times into it. So it does look like it's been used there. That's hard to cover up though inside. Okay, looks good there. Let's open this guy up. Nice little styrofoam piece on the inside. The screen does not even have a scratch. Neither of them do. I wonder if these are like new screens. It is, wow, this is a very clean system. It is a refurb. I'm used to like, you know, store refurbs like Gamestop and other places where it's obvious that it's been handled, it's been fixed. This, I don't know if GameStop, I wonder if GameStop or GameStop, I know, I'm pretty sure outsources them. I wonder if Nintendo does these just like in-house, like in like their factory or warehouse or whatnot. Because this is just an exceptionally clean system. I guess we'll power it on as well. We do have an SD card in there. It's probably it should be a 4, right? It should be a 4 gigabyte SD card. English, touchscreen's good. Let's blast the volume. Volume is solid. Cannot display, we know that. Next, 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 don't care. Just gonna blast through this. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a just a quick game in here as well. Don't care about that, that's fine. Sure. So I grabbed a game that I really enjoy playing, specifically on the 3DS, or just regular DS, because it's just a regular DS game, but it's one that I play quite a bit. Mega Man Zero Collection comes right up, actually, and it should load up fine then. Shouldn't get an error code or anything, as long as everything's good. And so far, functionality-wise, this is a really good-looking system. Now, we're going to go ahead and at least pop the back off, just so I can see if I can spot anything that they may have done to it. But man, this is, for $100 for the Pokeball edition with the little pressing button on the back, which is pretty funny. This is a really, really good looking system. Now, if you're wondering, that is a 4 gigabyte SD card that they dropped in there, which is about standard. It does have the stylus there as well, straight up, so that's good. And we only have a couple screws to take off the back here, and we can just really pop the back off and just see if any obvious changes had to be made inside. So the screws, of course, there's 4 tri-wing drivers, got the stylus and the SD card come out, but I have to say, those screws were actually in there well enough to the point where I don't know if they've actually even ever been taken out before. So I almost feel like, I'm about to take this out and we're gonna say, but I almost feel like this whole thing may have just been a return, which is very possible, that just needed to be wiped. That, I guess, would count technically as a refurb, I don't know. But it's very possible this could have just been a return, and they just had to wipe it. Because it looked very good on the outside. The screws were pretty much to how I remember they would be if it's never been opened before, where you have to be pretty careful because they're very easy to strip. It didn't feel like they had been taken out before. And looking at this system now inside, it looks very clean. It doesn't look like much has been tampered with. All the ribbon cables are in place as they should be, as you can see here. And it just looks really good inside. I don't see much. Like, it's not like they have like a third-party battery going on in here. That was still stuck to the back. I'm really just looking at what almost looks like a first-time system being opened. So I'm not really sure what they had to do to refurbish this thing, but it doesn't seem like it had much to do with the motherboard here. So that means the game card slot wasn't like jammed up or anything, which is good. The SD card slot probably wasn't. I'm trying to think of anything that would have been broken that they would have had to have fixed. Either the screens, because the screens do look very, very clean, but these appear to be OEM ribbon cables to the screen. So again, I don't really know what they would have had to have fixed or what they did fix, if anything. Maybe it was just, like I said, a return and they just sold it on their site, because I guess you can technically return stuff to their website, or manufacturers who get them back, retailers who get them back would then maybe send them back to Nintendo as defective, and then they fix them. But this is just a clean pickup here. So I'm going to put this back on now, and I guess that's just straight up a $100 2DS XL Pokeball Edition with everything. That's just a good deal. So just to show you guys where I got these refurbished systems from, well, this is actually their Nintendo store. Now, if you actually go to store.nintendo.com, you should be able to browse by category and then go to refurbished. And these are all of the things that are currently on there. And I think some of them are worth picking up over others. As an example, I don't think it's worth buying a Nintendo Switch refurbished for $275, which is right here. I don't think that's worth doing. I think most people understand that. Probably not the best pickup there, despite the quality of their refurbished systems. However, I talked to you guys about the 2DS XL Pokeball Edition for $100. That's actually pretty good. That might be the best deal on the website here. I don't know if a $10 nunchuck is better than that. I don't think it is, but having something like a 2DS XL Pokeball Edition is pretty good. Seeing the 3DS XL, the new 3DS XL, the Galaxy Edition at $120 is not bad either. There's usually about $4 or $5 shipping as well, so keep that in mind. Then they also do have the Classic Editions. Again, I'm not 100% sure if the Classic Editions are worth it, but if you can't find them anywhere else, this is actually a good place to get them, because I consistently see them in stock. Like, they seem to always be in stock, at least every time I come back here they are. So I think that one's actually not bad to do, just because it's getting harder to find them since they are technically discontinued now, right? So I guess that's a good way to get them. The Wii U, they just sell accessories and parts for. They don't actually sell anything when it comes to systems here. I believe the Wii is the same way. Same exact way. It's just you can buy basically the cables, nunchuck. They don't even have like that I see Wiimotes at all on there. And then the Switch, they have all of the different Joy-Con combinations here. Again, though, at $275, that's kind of up to you. One other note, just in case you need different accessories for the Switch, there was something I noticed on here, and I've pointed people in the direction of this at times. They do sell some interesting replacement parts on here. Just as a quick aside, you can buy kickstands here, I believe, unless they took them down. Actually, it is out of stock. That's weird. Usually they had kickstands up there, but they also sell the game card cases. Just as an aside, just in case you're like, oh, I need a game card case because I got this one loose, you can actually pick them up here. I think they sell them in lots of 1 to 5, and then like look, 5 of them apparently is $6.99. One of them is $1.49. So honestly, for the plastic casing, that's not terrible. We used to buy plastic DVD cases for the Xbox 360 back in the day for the store when we needed them for like the wall for like 50 cents a piece. So actually from Nintendo, that's not terrible considering it's not secondhand like the ones we were buying. But this is a good way, I think, to pick up. Let me go back to Refurbished. This I think is a good way to pick up 3DSs and 2DSs, specifically 2DS systems. I mean, look, you can get a Nintendo 2DS, the Crimson Red one, for $50. And again, they come in very, very good condition. So like that's a pretty good deal if you're looking for something for Christmas. If you have a lot of kids or people you have to buy for, this is a pretty good way to save some money. It comes in a nice box. Yeah, it says refurbished. Technically, you could rip that off, I guess. But honestly, if somebody's getting one of these from you for Christmas, they shouldn't really complain anyway, right? So I think this is a good way to pick this stuff up. Oh, and also for, let me actually go back here, because for the 2DS stuff, I believe there are several. So I showed you the Pokeball one. There's also the turquoise one, and there's also the white and orange, or the creamsicle one, I've seen people call it. Those are all there for $100 a piece. I was just surprised to see the Pokeball one there. That was pretty cool. And then they have several different colors for the larger 3DS XL, and then they have several colors for the 2DS system. So yes, you can check these out here. I think it's a pretty good deal for some of them because you can save some decent money. $50 off a new 2DS XL is pretty good for the quality it comes in. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this helped you out. Kind of get an idea of what you get if you order refurbished from a first party like Nintendo when it comes to their products. Thanks guys for watching. Make sure you like the video if you liked it, dislike it. If not, get subscribed. We have all kinds of fun tech videos like these all the time. And I'll see you guys next time.